Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the JM Jake Rubin Park here in West Palm Beach, Florida, home of the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish. My name is Landon Coggins, joined in the booth with Owen Anderson here on the Sailfish Sports Network, and we got a good one. Number one team in the country coming into West Palm Beach facing off against the Sailfish. Nolan Smoot is going to be on the mound, getting the nod from Coach Bottenfield. 4.50 ERA, his sixth start of the season. 17 strikeouts for him in 22 innings of work, but it's going to be a test tonight, Owen, facing off against the number one team in the country. But glad to have you in the booth with me.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, big test tonight. Spartans coming off a national championship last year. Got to give them respect. Number one team in the country coming in here. Lost a game last weekend in California. They're going to be ready to go tonight. Jordan Williams, guy to look out for them, hitting .414 on the season. Graduate switch hitting left fielder, leading off for the Spartans tonight. Going to be a big test for Nolan Smoot, coming off a rough outing last weekend
Florida Tech.
Against Florida Tech, my
Florida
apologies.
Tech, yeah.
Rough outing last weekend. Some of the team dealing with sickness, but we'll see if he bounces back tonight against a big opponent.
Yeah, I think this is a big test for the entire team. I mean, Nolan Smoot been lights out so far this season. Just uncharacteristic last weekend. I think he's going to come out here firing some strikes again. Got to fill the strike zone early. Got to establish that. And this is a team who's fifth in conference in batting average, right around 300 on the season. First in ERA on the pitching side. So this is a team who, top to bottom, is a solid team. Coach Urso knows what it takes. Again, to your point, defending national champions. But Sailfish going to have a test at home here at the beautiful JM Jake Rubin Park, and it's Williams up to the plate. Started off. First pitch swinging, and that one is shallow right field. Holmes ranging over. Makes the first out, so one pitch, one out for Smoot. I'd say it's about as good as a start you can have.
Yeah, one pitch, one out. If you can get through these innings early, low pitch count, set up the bullpen for success, that'd be a huge key for the Sailfish tonight.
Yeah, definitely just getting out in front early. Again, filling up the strike zone.
Last weekend for this pitching staff, it was rough for them. They got behind early a lot counts. If they can get ahead early tonight, fill up the zone, stay ahead, that'll be a key for them.
And that's really been the story all season. I mean, after that 0-4 start, 10-win streak for the Sailfish, and really the pitching came alive. Saw a lot of guys. Daniel Foster, who's had a really great season. Smoot as well, Dane Hall. And that just misses. Pretty good pitch on the inside part of the plate. Fastball looks pretty solid here early. So count evens up to Viagas.
What you don't want to do against this Tampa team is let them getting the hitting counts. Lots of high batting averages on this squad. They're not afraid to put the ball in play.
Yeah, he's one of them batting .348 on the season. And that one, great pitch on the outside part of the plate. Gets a call. Count evens up at 2. Be a huge second out here. And the 2-2 from Smoot just misses. So it'll be count fills up. Again, that was another thing we saw last weekend. A lot of walks earned, a lot of free bags. So that's going to be something to watch out for tonight as well.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times last weekend. Get ahead early and then let it get full and then walk them. But looks like we got a ground ball here.
Yeah, nice play. McNamara over at short. He's been a really solid shortstop this season.
A couple of great defensive plays last weekend for the Sailfish. Made that great backhanded play, throw a range across the diamond. Really great defensive shortstop for Coach Kevin Bottenfield.
I'll bring up J.D. Urso. Grad student, playing shortstop. Batting .319 on the season. Wow, the bat just – that one almost had a chance to get out of here.
I think if it's fair, it's gone.
I would have been a first for me calling a, inside the park bat home run. You don't see that every day.
He might want to get some pine tar going on out there.
I don't know. Maybe it's the humidity out here. Trying to get gloves.
I don't know. The weather's pretty great out here in West Palm Beach tonight. I don't know what's going on there. That's dangerous. It looks like was it Manny Machado back in the day.
Yeah, my time playing baseball, that is one thing. I wasn't the best player, but never lost the bat. So I don't know. Maybe really liked that pitch, but
maybe it's more of a statement. Maybe it's an intimidation factor, maybe.
So after the lost bat, Urso ahead in the count 2-1, trying to work back, and that's a nice pitch, just misses. Thought that was in there for a strike. The count, hitters count to Urso.
Yeah, it looked like a great pitch from here. Maybe a little low.
That one just misses, so walk earned to Urso with 2 gone here.
Not the worst thing in the world. Still 2 outs. Definitely don't want to make a habit of it, though, against this team.
Yeah, that'll bring up second baseman Braden Woodburn. And Urso's on the run. That's a good throw and chop down at second. And the Sailfish get out of the inning. Urso struck down at second.
Great pop time from Chantrez there to get the runner out at second.
So with that, it's the Sailfish due up to the plate as we will step aside, and we'll be right back on the Sailfish Sports Network.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
Biggest message today is don't change.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
It's flat.
Well, we check back in here, bottom half of the first inning. It's going to be C.J. Williams out there on the bump for Coach Urso and the Spartans. His 7th start of the season, 4-1 in the win-loss category, 33 and 2/3 innings pitched so far this season, 3.7 ERA and 46 strikeouts. So last outing was last weekend against Cal State in that big win in that second game where they won that series 3-1. But looking to see the Sailfish bats get hot early, that's really going to be a big story. It's going to be Miranda, Green, and Ferranda, 1, 2, 3 for the Sailfish.
Yeah, not a lot of walks for CJ. He's going to fill up the zone. You got to be ready to go up to bat, aggressive. You're thinking, middle out fastball. Look for something to poke into the opposite field and get on base. Coach Ken Bonfield likes to go station to station, manufacture runs, and if they can do that against Williams, they can be in business.
Yeah, and I think that starts with getting some base runners out there. That was also what the Sailfish were really lacking in last weekend, was base runners, especially in that first game, which was really uncharacteristic to a team who put up 15 runs against St. Leo in the first game, which they swept that first series. So Trey Miranda will get us started here. Second baseman batting .270 on the season. First pitch swinging, and that's straight up the middle, and the Sailfish leadoff man is aboard, and what a way to start for the Sailfish.
The center fielder, number 18.
Yeah, we talked about it just now in the open where he's going to fill up the strike zone, be ready to go up there and hit a first pitch strike. And then Trey Miranda just did that.
Yeah, and that's just an elevated fastball right on a little bit outside but is able to just charge on it, turn it straight back up the middle, and that'll bring up Ben Green. First time seeing Williams pickoff move there.
Yeah, you got to respect Trey Miranda's speed at first base.
Yeah, really a perfect leadoff guy. A lot of speed. Hits the ball really well. As you just saw, I mean, that was a laser right back up the middle. One's outside. 1-0.
Third baseman playing up on the grass, respecting a bunt.
And Miranda takes off. Ben Green swung on and missed and cut down. Good throw from behind the plate. Irigoyen cuts down Miranda, so nobody on. Aggressive base running from the Sailfish, but chopped down. That one rides way inside on Green.
Yeah, Miranda got a great jump. Just an even better throw.
Was a really good
from
throw.
Irigoyen.
That one is hard hit into center field. Kings underneath it, shielding the sun, and 2 gone for the Sailfish. That'll bring up the ever so dangerous Matt Ferranda.
Be nice to have someone on base here with Ferranda on up to the bat, but see if he can manufacture something here himself.
That one's low and in the dirt, but I like the aggressiveness out on the base pass early. You're trying to see what's behind the plate, kind of get a feel. That one catches the outside part of the plate.
He went on the right pitch. It was an off-speed pitch. Just a great pop time, a great throw.
Chop foul out of play, so the count will go 1-2. 2 gone here, nobody on.
What a great year Matt Ferranda's having so far. 422 average on the year.
So he kind of hits that one on the end of the bat. It's going to be a tough play, but in time. So 4-3 put out to end the bottom frame here in the first inning. So we will step aside. It'll be right back with the Sailfish. Back out there on the mound with Smoot. We'll step aside.
I don't just want to know. I want to see, feel, experience for myself.
I know I have what it takes to make an impact. Resilience, drive.
I chose a school that shows what a beautiful life, a beautiful faith, a beautiful community looks like. Because we were.
Top of the second here, Tampa PBA. No score, couple hits, couple hard hit balls from the Sailfish in that last inning, but a good play from Irigoyen behind the plate, cutting down Miranda, trying to steal second. Saw a couple of pairs of some base runners getting stolen. It'll still be Woodburn up to the plate. Out of Winter Springs, Florida. Oviedo guy. Solid baseball program out of Central Florida. And Smoot did a really good job in that first inning. Only allowed 1 walk, but really didn't affect it too much. That one, good framing from Chantrez behind the plate. That's a great breaking ball. Kind of froze Woodburn. Working ahead here nicely. 1-2 in the count. The 1-2 is going opposite field and a right, and that'll drop for a base hit. Leadoff man aboard for the Spartans in the top of the second.
That's a great piece of two-strike hitting. Choke up, find a piece of the ball, get it out to opposite field, let it travel.
Yeah, and so that'll get Woodburn on first and bring up Ashby, Lenny Ashby.
See how active Tampa wants to get on the base paths against Smoot, who's the lefty.
Yeah, lefty at first base and on the mound. Could be tough for a base runner. That's a good pitch on the outside part of the plate. Ashby, up to this point, .364 batting average. Got a home run, 8 RBIs. Been solid. Turns on that one, could be 2. Miranda flips it to McNamara, and in time, Sailfish roll a nice double play, 4-6-3.
Great play by Miranda to get those hips turned around and get a quick transition over to McNamara.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to be able to do it. A lot of speed from Woodburn. But again, to your point, fired over to second, and McNamara, who is, again, like we talked about, great defensive shortstop. So just like that, no runners on, 2 gone.
I don't just want to know.
I'll bring up Carstetter. That one is popped up into center. Green underneath it. And that's how the Sailfish will end the inning. Some solid innings of work from the infield for the Sailfish as we will head to the bottom of the second. It's Rates Pierre Vetter up to the plate for the Sailfish. Well, bottom half of the second inning here, it's going to be Patty Rates. Yeah, and just like that, Sailfish, with some runners in scoring position, like you talked about, manufacturing some hits. Great bunt down from Vetter. Now it's out Patty Rates over at third. Pierre out at second. Big spot for the Sailfish to try get a lead here in the bottom of the second.
Big spot here for McNamara.
Swung on and missed. Big
Aggressive
cut.
early. Looked like possibly a change up there. Corner's up for the Spartans.
Now
Ground
what is
ball.
chopped? Tough play. It gets through the third base. No play. Rates goes home. McNamara safe at first. Runners on the corner, and the Sailfish take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second.
Tough play for the shortstop there, Urso. Choppy ball that gets by the third baseman. Shortstop really had no play there.
Yeah, and really Karstetter made the first move on it and then let it go over to Urso, and no play over at first. McNamara's speedy shortstop beats the throw. So runners on the corner, and that one is just chopped off the end of the bat. Play at second could be two, and it's wild. And that'll bring home Pierre. And Chantrez reaches on an error, but the Sailfish up by two.
Yeah, unfortunate there, Tampa misses the throw. They're asking for an appeal on the tag. I don't think they're going to get it. That's the first base umpire's call, and he's not. They're asking for interference. Asking for interference about.
And so Holmes pops up into shallow right field, and that will end the inning, but not before the Sailfish put up two here in the bottom of the second inning. We will step aside with the Spartans back up to the plate right back after a quick commercial.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Well, so bottom of the second inning here, Sailfish picked up 2 runs back in the second. Smoot getting ready for his third full inning of work, but again, like you talked about on the top of the call, manufacturing runs, and that's really what the Sailfish did in that last inning.
Yeah, you put the ball in play, make the other team make a play, and they didn't make the play. You make them pay with runs.
Yeah. I mean, as good as Tampa is, they're still going to make mistakes, and we saw that there in that last inning. And you got to capitalize on those. Just get the ball in play. That's what the Sailfish couldn't do last weekend. They're starting to do it today. Already 3 hits, and seeing 2 runs on the board for Smoot. He'll face off against Irigoyen, the catcher.
Definitely gives you a little bit more comfort going up on the mound with a 2-run lead.
Definitely, an infield looks really good. Starters for the Sailfish: Ferranda over at first, Miranda at second, McNamara and Vetter at the 6-5 spot. Rates out in left, Green in center, and Holmes out in right field. Chantrez behind the plate. It's kind of been the similar lineup we've seen. Maybe substitute Amparo over there at third a little bit. Seen some action. But Vetter, just a freshman, been doing a really good job over there in the hot corner. Homer last weekend against Florida Tech. Someone's fouled out, and again, Smoot ahead in the count, 1-2. Oh, and misses inside. So the count evens at 2. Trying to get the second out, and that one's outside, 3-2. Only one walk for Smoot here through 2 innings. So the full count delivery again into Irigoyen. Big breaking ball, just misses. Tough call. Our view looked good.
Thought we might get the punch out there. Guess the umpire thought it was maybe a little high. See how Smoot bounces back here.
And that'll bring up Nico Saladino. Senior out of Bloomingdale High School in Valrico, Florida. Batting .211 on the season, a homer to add to that. Another tough call, top of the zone.
And not giving anything high so far tonight.
No. So the 2-0, Smoot behind, trying to work back into this. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Fell behind on the first batter, fell behind the second batter. We'll see if he can battle back here.
Yeah, didn't we talk about it, Philip? That strike zone, let the defense back you up, which they have done so far in this one. And another good pitch. Good frame there from Chantrez. It's 2-2 count. Definitely giving the outside more than they are the elevated stuff in the zone. That one is lifted high, but out of play, fouled out. So Saladino staying alive.
Be interested to see what they go with pitching decision here. If you go back to that elevated fastball, you change the eyes, you go low with off speed.
And that is chopped. Looks like he went off speed there. Might be setting him up. That one is lifted high over in shallow third base. It's a tough play for Vetter. He makes it. That wind up there gusting around. And they'll get the first out of the inning. It's a pop out for Saladino.
Tough play out there here at the Jake. Lots of wind up there. Also, sun is not your friend right now.
No, just starting to set here in West Palm. Especially with the wind we've been having. It's a little interesting. That's a nice off-speed pitch. Gets King to offer, swung on and missed. 9 hits for the center fielder on the season, 265 batting average. Local guy out of Tampa, Florida. Count evens up at 1. Another nice off-speed pitch. You're going still over at first. The 1-2 again. Smoot working ahead. Way inside, but again, there's that zone that we've seen been called over the past couple weekends.
No excuse, right? Now you got to adjust and make do with what you got.
That is hit right up the middle, just under the glove of McNamara. So Irigoyen goes over to second, just misses the glove of McNamara. So 2 runners on. Some traffic out on the base pass for Smoot. That'll bring up Williams again. First time we saw him back in the first, it was a pop out over in right field.
First test of the ball game for Smoot. Got a battle here. He does just that with that great slider on for a first pitch strike.
Yeah, that is a tough pitch, starting way outside the zone, just breaks right on the inside part of the plate. Working ahead. Another good one, doesn't get the call.
Went right back to it. That's guy's confident in his off-speed stuff tonight.
And that's what you like to see, especially from a lefty. Got a lot of room on the right side part of the plate. Try and use that backdoor breaking ball. 1-1. Back to that breaking speed.
As a hitter, it is very tough right now. You're thinking he's thrown 3 of them in a row. Is he going to throw another one? Is he going to go for a fastball up?
Yeah.
And that's the challenge of being a hitter at this level.
Yeah, really at any level, it's tough, especially with these shadows that we're going to start seeing there on the in between the pitcher and the hitter. That one elevates again. Went to the fastball for the first time in this at bat. So count evens up at 2-2. That one is popped up, but out of play. Again, like you talked about, first real test for Smoot through 2. See how he responds. And so far, 2-2 to the count to the leadoff man.
It's just interesting to see the different philosophies for different coaches around the league. Almost certainly the Sailfish would put a bunt down, but
And that one gets away from Smoot. Irigoyen's rounding to go home, and Tampa splits the lead in half with that one. Smoot just spiked it in the ground. Tough play over at second for Miranda, who was covering the bag. Would have been an out, but runners on the corner, 1 gone. Villegas back up to the plate, popped out over in his first at bat.
tough play for Smoot there. Unfortunately, couldn't get that double play turn, but short memory, bounce back here.
Yeah, I think overall you're liking what you're seeing from Smoot on the mound. Really controlled the strike zone pretty well through, 2 innings and a third. So you don't change anything. You stick to what you've been doing. Try and get out of this inning. Checked over at Williams. Speedy, leadoff man. Stuff to that one outside. It's 1-0. Another bat flying. What is going on?
Might need to invest in some batting gloves here. Some new batting gloves in Tampa.
I'm not sure what happened in between the trip from Tampa to West Palm, but those bats are flying.
Some pine tar, something over there for the Spartans.
Yeah, we'll take another look at that play from Smoot. Just off, pulled. In golf, that's a pull. Checks over again.
Definitely
over
had a couple of those in my career.
Checks over at Williams again, keeping him honest. So it's going to be 1-1 is the count. That one is popped straight up, shallow infield. Chantrez tracking it, makes the play. So 2 gone. Big out there, big out.
Definitely a big out there. Anytime you can get an out with runners on the corners and nobody advances, that's exactly what you need.
And I think, again, he's doing a nice job here, just pitching to the zone, trusting. The strikeout is great, but also just getting the out.
You have to be able to trust your defense. And Smoot is pitching with the confidence of the great defense that's behind him.
So again, checks over. Runner still on the corner for Tampa. Able to notch one across. Good pitch. And that outside part of the plate's being called a lot.
See if you can get ahead, stay ahead here.
So the 0-1 to Urso. Inside.
Looked like a good pitch. Might have been not rewarded there for missing a spot.
Count evens up. 1-1, Smoot trying to work out. It's a good pitch. Gets that top half of the zone called. So working ahead 1-2 on Urso. One of the better hitters on this team, 319 batting average. Big spot here, 1-2. Runners going, and that one is popped into right field. Tough play for Holmes and out of play. Foul ball. Williams running for his life, going home all the way back to first base. It's a warm-up jog for him.
Yeah, you gotta keep the legs warm, keep everything nice and loose. You can get tight over there, staying there at first base, getting long at bats. Big pitch here for Nolan Smoot.
And really Holmes in a big spot on right field, and what a pitch from Smoot, does not get the call. That was a beautiful slider.
Yeah, that was that slider that he went to earlier in the inning. Got those 2 early strike calls.
Oh, and it's a balk. Uruguayan will score off of the balk. So the game side at 2. Looks like Uruguayan playing some mind games. cost Smoot to jump. So Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner going, and that one is chopped through. Williams racing home. He slid at third. Ferranda tried to make the out at first, but Tampa takes their first lead of the ball game. Good hitting from Urso.
The first baseman, number 2, Braden Woodburn.
Still 2 gone. And that's just tough. That's tough play for Smoot, those past 2 pitches.
On the balk, Chantrez got excited, saw the runner. He popped up. Might have jump scared Nolan Smoot a little bit, and that probably caused the balk.
That's what it looked like. You kind of heard him say, hey. He's thinking about, running, which I still think you have time even to make the out, and Smoot was looking down, he had already addressed. He was ready. That's one of those where
You just got to step
you
off,
just
be
gotta
calm.
step up, yep.
But in a high-stress situation, you cannot do anything to startle your pitcher.
And that was definitely a design play. That definitely seems like, they've done that before. So Smoot's got a battle back here. Just one more out. So that one is chopped into shallow right field. That'll bring up Woodburn, singled. Back in the second. So the 0-1. Good pitch. Works ahead 0-2 in the count. Urso still over at first after the base hit over in the right field. Runner going. Chantrez throws not in time. Say for how far behind that was from McNamara. He makes a nice effort. But Urso swipes the bag. Still 1-2. Woodburn trying to add some more runs. Smoot trying to get out of the inning, and that is chopped right up the middle under the glove of McNamara, and Urso rounds third. And another run in for the Spartans. Still on 2 outs.
The designated hitter, number 73, Lenny Ashby.
Once again, another great piece of 2-strike hitting from the Spartans. Choke up, put the ball in play, gets through the infield, and that's another run.
Yeah, again, that's a team like Tampa. When they get chances and opportunities, they're not going to waste them. And taken off is Woodburn, and that easy bag swiped, popped out of the glove of Chantrez.
Starting to unravel a little bit for the Sailfish. Got to bear down, want the baseball. You got to want to make the next play and get your team out of this inning.
One misses high. Smoot falling behind 2-0 in the count. So 2-0 again, and that one is popped into left field, right to Rates. Sailfish get out of the inning, but not before a 4 spot from the Spartans as they take a 2-run lead. As we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning after a quick break. Well, so the Sailfish got to respond here in the bottom of the third. After letting Tampa put up 4 back in top half of the inning. Again, got to expect it. Tampa's going to score. Got to be ready to respond. Miranda led off the first with a single, straight back up the middle. It's a good off speed. That one is chopped to the backstop. So the 1-2 count. Way outside. That one misses. Good eye from Miranda. Works the count full.
Great job battling back here from Trey Miranda.
Again, that's going to be PBA having to respond. That one misses. So earns a walk. Miranda back-to-back innings, leading off, getting on base. That is a stone-cold take.
Yeah, definitely a tough take, leaving that ball down. Especially with 2 strikes, you're amped up, ready to chop anything out.
And I think that's been where the Sailfish have been doing a good job here early. And Green slices that one. It drops into the glove of Williams. Thought that might have had a chance to drop, just a little too much air underneath it. So 1 pitch, 1 out on Green. That'll bring up Matt Ferranda.
Yeah, off the bat, looked like it was head for the gap. Just sliced a little too much right to the left fielder. See if Matt Ferranda can stay hot here.
That one takes off. Miranda will have an easy bag.
Yeah, it looked like the catcher tried to get a little head start there. Heard the third baseman call out a runner. Got up a little early, let that pitch get underneath him.
That one is hard hit, and that is fair. Miranda's going to be waved home. Ferranda rounding to second. He's going 3. Ferranda, stand-up triple. And again, we talked about it, Owen. The response from the Sailfish got to be there, and who better to do it than Matt Ferranda? Joined the 150 hit club this week. And just like that, the Sailfish get another run across.
Talked about mental toughness earlier. This team obviously has it. Did not get rattled after giving up the 4 spot, and they're right back in this game.
Yeah, and knocking Williams kind of off his course. And even just getting that first run, cutting the lead in half is huge. Backing up your pitcher, and that one gets through, could be 2, and they cut down Ferranda at home. And still out at first, so Tampa rolls a double play, but not before the Sailfish notch one across. It's Tampa by 1 as Nolan Smoot gets ready for his 4th full inning of work. We will step aside.
Trophy.
All right, well, we check back in top of the fourth. Nolan Smoot getting ready for another inning of work for the Sailfish. Had some trouble back there in the third, trying to have a nice, clean inning. It'll be Carstetter, Irigoyen, and Saladino back up to the plate for the Spartans. Sailfish ran into a double play to end the inning, but not before they scraped one across.
Designated hitter number 73, Lenny Ashby. The third baseman, number 5, Kevin Carstetter. So what did Ashby do before I almost ran it over with the bathroom?
Starts him off with a pop-up out of play.
Third out, last top third.
That one's outside. Count evens up at
Fly out to where? Left?
1-1. That one is hard hit over to McNamara. Backhands it, makes the play. McNamara 6-3, put out.
Great play by McNamara there. Ranges to his backhand. Makes a strong throw across the diamond. Covers up that hole very nicely over at the 6th spot.
Well, again, that's what we talked about. Great defensive shortstop is McNamara. That'll bring up Irigoyen. Worked to walk his last time he faced Smoot. Now it's tough. Just hits the end of the bat, so fouls it.
I believe the phrase is, we got ice.
Definitely do. It's tough behind the plate as a catcher.
Definitely get beat up back there, that's for sure.
Takes a different breed. And so the 1-1-1, and that one hits the outside part of the plate again. It's just been pounding that outside zone. And with those shadows kind of creeping in, it's going to be tough for hitters the next few minutes. And that one is right back up the middle, out of reach from Miranda. So one out, base knock for Irigoyen.
Baseman number 10, Nico Saladino.
Just another great piece of two-strike hitting for the Spartans. Choke up, put the ball in play, find a gap.
Yeah, Coach Urso, been with the program for a while. Knows a thing or two. So Saladino again. Pop up over to third base. Back in the third. That was again with the runner in scoring position. That one is hit off the end of the bat. Fouled out of play. Count evens up here, 1-1. Saladino trying to advance Irigoyen. That's way outside.
Things went awry last inning when Spartans got runners on base. Nolan Smoot's got to bear down here, not worry about what's going on the base paths.
So 2-1, great pitch. Count evens up at 2-2. Big out for Smoot if he can get it. Again, the 2-2 outside. Count fills up 3-2. Now it is hard hit into right field. Drops in for a base hit. Irigoyen's flying around. Saladino stand-up double. And now Tampa with another opportunity. 2 runners in scoring position.
The pitch just caught just a little bit too much of the zone. Allowed Saladino to turn on it, get that ball down the right field line.
And this might be it for Smoot. Already up to north of 70 pitches. Looks like they are going to make the call. So Smoot's day is done. Solid outing. But we will step aside. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher after this quick break. Well, new pitcher out there for the Sailfish. It's going to be Nick Ferretic. His 6th appearance of the season, 2.41 ERA. He's got 21 strikeouts on the year and 18 and 2/3 innings pitched. 3-1 in the win-loss category. So, big right-hander inheriting 2 base runners. Last time we saw him was over the weekend against Florida Tech. Went 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. That was the most on the season for him. But trying to work out of this, 1 out. Again, runners in scoring position. Maddox King singled out into left field back in the 3rd. That one's way up and almost gets King in the helmet. Still just 1 out. That's a nice pitch in there for strike 1. Count evens up at 1. Normal rotation for the Friday. Smoot to Ferretic. That one gets a piece, and that one is a wild pitch, so that'll advance. Irigoyen home, so the Spartans go back up by 2 runs. It's like it might have hit the chest of Chantrez and deflect to the backstop. So King's just got to trying to bring home Saladino.
Tough play there for Chantrez behind the plate. Infield up for the Sailfish. Don't want to let this next run across.
That one is popped up into center field. Should be deep enough. Saladino takes off for home, and Spartans have their biggest lead of the evening at 3. So that'll bring home Saladino to be a sac fly RBI for King. So 2 gone here, nobody on to bring up the leadoff man again, left fielder Williams. batting a pretty solid 414 already through 70 at-bats before this one. Try to lay down a bunt, pulls back. So we're getting the 1-0. Frederick working behind. Can't get the outside call.
Close the book on Nolan Smoot. Game is now Frederick's.
So the 2-0. That a bunt fires in a strike. Again to the switch hitter, speedy left fielder Williams. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the third. And that one is hard hit into right field. Holmes back at the wall. And makes the play out in right field. Finley Holmes robs a home run. What a play from Finley Holmes out in right field. Robs a home run.
Finley Holmes with the speed out in right field and the vertical.
What a play.
Pulled that from behind the fence.
Reached that one, brought it back into play, and so Tampa tack on 2 more, but Finley Holmes with a web jam out in right field as we will step aside and we will turn over to the bottom of the 4th.
I don't just want to know. I want to see, feel, experience for myself.
I know I have what it takes to make an impact. Resilience, drive.
I chose a school that shows what a beautiful life, a beautiful faith, a beautiful community looks like. Because we were chosen for this.
Okay, so bottom of the 4th, 2 runs for the Spartans, but Finley Holmes with an absolute web gem out in right field. I think everyone in the booth here thought that might have been going out. Finley Holmes changed the narrative pretty quick.
Huge catch for the Sailfish, momentum builder. Dugout was absolutely fired up. We'll see if they can build off of it here.
Again, it's your response. We've talked about it. You're facing off against the number 1 team in the country. You know what you're going to get. They're going to be able to hit in situational. You know, they've been 4 runs back in the 3rd, and that one has popped up into shallow first base side, and that will retire Pierre.
The third baseman, number 49.
But really overall, I mean, other than a few mistakes, it's been a pretty solid game for the Sailfish.
Yeah, a couple small things have really hurt the Fish here. An error here, wild pitch there, balk there. Really the difference so far.
And again, that's really, again, when you're playing the number 1 team in the country, those mistakes, those little mistakes can make a difference in a ball game. It's like when teams don't play Alabama in football. You know, it's like you play a great game. You make one little mistake, they'll jump on it. Still a lot of ball game left. Sailfish down by 3. It's Vetter up to the plate. Chops up one, gets.
Be a tough play.
And not in time. Couldn't dig it out was Woodburn. Urso really makes a nice effort, but Vetter reaches.
Number 2, Jake McNamara.
Looks like the
Looks
Williams
like
tried to backhand it.
First baseman looks like just kind of dropped it. Looks
Yeah.
like the throw was high enough. I don't think he needed to dig it out.
Was a really good throw, and that'll bring up McNamara. Singled back in the 2nd, drove in a run as well. Been really solid out there at short, too. Really elevated himself this season. Batting .254 for shortstop. Pretty solid. 4 RBIs, fit 5 after tonight. They say he did go on that one. So McNamara's got to dig in here. Vetter still at first. Just chops that one off the end of the bat, fouls it off, reached for that one. So 1-2 count. Chops that one. Again fouled. Trying to push that one opposite field.
It's important to remember, down 3 runs against the number 1 team in the country. Can't get it back with one swing at the bat. Got to work station to station, do your job.
One's chopped. Could be 2. Urso flips it over to Woodburn. In time. Just barely beats out McNamara. So that's how the 4th will end. We'll turn it over 2-3-4, due up for the Spartans in the top half of the 5th frame.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Well, top of the 5th, Ferretti getting ready for his first full inning of work. Came in for relief of Nolan Smoot back in the 4th. So gets his first full inning. He'll have Villegas grounded out over to shortstop back in the 1st, and then popped straight back to Chantrez back in the 3rd. Trying to get a scoreless inning. Keep it where it is. Sun's finally set. Good uni matchup, too, tonight. Tampa in their road blacks. PBA in their new white pinstripes.
Definitely a good one. Love the colors for both teams. Feel more confident in a good jersey.
Oh, yeah. Always. Just misses that one high, so 2-1. Quarter behind on Villegas. That one's in there for strike 2. Again, that outside part of the plate, seen it all night, been called. So count evens. Trying to get a big first out. What is chop? Foul out of play. So we'll do it again. Stay at 2-2.
Be interesting to see what Coach Bonfield does with his bullpen here. Got 2 games tomorrow.
That one's in there for strike 3. Ferretic paints the outside part of the plate, gets his first strikeout. Big pitch.
Huge pitch for Ferretic.
Shortstop number 11, J.D. Urso. First punchy of the night, baby.
Villegas thought he had drawn a walk on those 2 outside pitches. But nonetheless, big strikeout for Ferretic. Start our things off with an out.
Big punch out. Just to get some momentum on your side after coming into a tough spot back in the 4th with 2 runners on. Now getting a clean inning. Gets Urso 1 for 1, walked in the 1st, and that one was popped into shallow right field. Ferranda's underneath it, lost it, and makes the play. Heard the dugout amped up. Again, that Sailfish, defensively wise, has played a really solid game. So 2 outs, nobody on for Woodburn, the first baseman. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, minus the out from Smoot, the error from Smoot earlier in the game. Sailfish have played really well defensively, made some great plays.
And so that'll be a 3-hit day for Woodburn. Drives that one into right field. So 2 out knock.
The designated hitter number 73, Lenny Ashby.
That'll bring up Ashby. 0 for 2 on the day. Hit into a double play back in the 2nd, lined out to left field back in the 3rd. But again, just focus on the batter here. If you're Ferretic, you got 2 gone on you.
Definitely want to keep him honest, keep him out of scoring position, but not stressed about it.
Ashby fouls that one off the top of the bat, out of play, down the 3rd baseline. Checks over. First time we've seen the pickoff move from Ferretic.
Job by Ferranda there, keeping the ball in front of him.
Yeah, Ferranda, really solid hitter and first baseman for the Sailfish in his final season. Good pitch again. That top half of the zone is not friendly. Really seen some pitches that could go either way. The outside's been there. And for a guy who likes to throw a lot of fastballs, backdoor breaking ball, catches the outside part of the plate.
Good job by the umpire there, not getting distracted by the catcher popping up, just in case of a stealing Woodburn, making the correct call anyways.
Yeah, so 1 and 2, 2 gone. Woodburn probably moving here, and he does, and Chantrez pops up, and just not in time. A little high for Miranda. So Woodburn steals second. Runner moves into scoring position for the Spartans.
Looked like almost a non-pitch out there, but Woodburn with a great jump at first base was able to beat the throw.
Do it again here. Count evens up at 2. Still 2 gone for Ashby. Ferretic trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Just misses on the bottom part of the zone, so count fills up 3 and 2.
Big pitch here for Ferretic.
So the full count delivery to Ashby trying to end the inning, and that one is hard lined right at the PBA dugout. And we'll do it again. Big pitch, to your point, Owen, coming up for Ferretic, trying to work out of the inning. Still have Woodburn at second, and that one is popped straight back at the booth.
Frederick only had 17 pitches. If you can get out of this here, set him up nicely for the coming innings.
So, count still at full. We'll do it again. Just misses. That one gets away from Chantrez, and runners will be on the corners for the Spartans. Another opportunity. Spartans to extend their lead.
The third baseman, number 5, Kevin Carstetter.
Yeah, it looks like Frederick went back to the fastball there on the full count. Just held on to that release point a little bit too long, spiked in front of the plate.
That'll bring up Carstetter. Flew out to center field, back in the second, grounded to McNamara over at shortstop, back in the fourth. So 0 for 2 on the day. Good off speed. Gets the offer. So 0 and 1 is the count.
You want to get ahead to stay ahead here, especially with 2 outs. Don't want to put any more runners on base.
Big breaking ball at the top of the zone. Misses. So count goes 1 and 1.
Really got to focus on finishing that pitch, getting that wrist turned over.
There's a good pitch, and it's going to be caught. Miranda throws over in time, and he's safe at first. It was a pickoff. Ashby got caught up in between first and second. Looked like he was stealing, and then just missed the throw. So he'll be safe. Woodburn will score. Another mental mistake costs the Sailfish a run. The count goes to 2 and 1.
Just another mental error for the Sailfish. And another design play on this base paths for Tampa to take advantage of those mental errors. Definitely something that the Spartans would do in practice to try and manufacture another run.
It almost looked like Miranda pump faked at home, trying to see if Ashby would then try and run back to second. Then ran out of room. Couldn't make the throw in time. Having some conversation with the back judge and the first base umpire. Not sure. I think it's full count. Coach Bottenfield having a conversation, saying it should be 3-2. I think off the stolen base. Hearing some fans having some words with the umpire. But it's been an interesting start to this one, really. Sailfish got out in front, got a 2-run lead, then Tampa responded with a 4 spot. In the third, Sailfish able to notch one back. And Tampa extending out their lead to 4. A lot of conversation going on, trying to figure out the count.
I have 3-2 on here. We just haven't put it on here yet. He should be looking at the board.
Coach Bottenfield, third base coach, having some conversations. So the 3-2, 2 outs after some conversation with the umpire. So got it figured out. So it is a full count. Looks like on the stolen base, did offer. So full count after some long, lengthy conversation. And we will resume play, and taking off just misses. So Ashby will advance to second. Carstetter over at first, and the inning gets extended. Irigoyen will dig back in. He's 1-for-1, singled back in the fourth. Got a walk back in the third. Tampa threatening. Frederick working behind, trying to reestablish the strike zone, and swung on and missed. Irigoyen offers that a really nice fastball from Frederick. Another one, swung on and missed. So 1-2 for Reddick, trying to work out of the inning. Elevates the fastball out of the zone. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Reddick. That one is chopped off the end of the bat over to McNamara. Throws over to Miranda in time, and the Sailfish get out of the innings. Tampa able to advance their lead out to 4. So it'll be 8-9-1 due up for the Sailfish as we step aside right after a quick break. Well, we check back in here, bottom half of the 5th after a long inning from the Spartans, able to advance their lead out to 4. It's going to be Chantrez up to the plate. It's chopped back to the backstop. So Chantrez gets sat down on strikes. Williams got him looking, so that'll bring up Finley Holmes. Flew out into right field, but also one of the best plays I've seen since commentating out here. Out in right field, robbed a home run.
Looked like a good take from Chantrez. Got the strike call, though.
That one is hard hit, but right over to Saladino, and the 4-3 put out. 2 quick outs for the Sailfish to start the 5th.
Not exactly what you want to start off with. 2 quick outs after a long inning in the field.
That'll bring up Trey Miranda, singled back in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and was brought home. Sliced foul.
See if the top of the lineup can put something together here with 2 outs.
That one just hits the bat.
It's
Unfortunate.
Like tried to hold up the pitch, just ran right into the bat.
So Williams working ahead, only at 50, north of 50 pitches. That one is hard hit right over Urso, eats him up, and Miranda gets on at first.
The center fielder, number 18, Ben Green.
Again, hard hit, get the ball into play. Force some tough plays out in the infield. Took a weird hop on Urso.
Tough hop there. Spinning sideways, slicing like that.
Lays down a really nice bunt. Try to beat it, and in time. What a play from Williams. Thrown across his body. Looked like Green was going to be safe by a mile, and Williams just fires over a missile. And so the Sailfish scoreless in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for the Spartans after a quick break.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Well, top of the 6th, Ferretic, quick trip to the dugout. He'll go back out for his 3rd full inning of work. Fortunate there. A really nice play from Williams, thrown across his body, able to get the out.
Cannot understate how difficult that play is as a right-handed pitcher. You fall off to the left and have to go back to the right.
First pitch swinging for Saladino, slicing right over Rates, and he makes the play out in left field, so a 1 out. Start off the top of the 6th, the quick one.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Sailfish. 1 out early on 1 pitch.
Yeah, you think you get a scoreless inning here, quick inning at that too with Ferretic, and then you got 3, 4, 5 due up for the Sailfish. That'll bring up Kane, singled back in the 3rd. Had a sac fly back in the 4th to drive in a run. Seen glimpses of a pretty that breaking ball from Ferretic. Just haven't gotten the command he's wanted. And that's a good pitch, and they've been calling that one a strike all game, but doesn't get it. So the count goes 2-0. And that's a good pitch. Catches the bottom 3rd of the zone. So earns back to strike 2 and 1 to King. That one is over to Miranda. Nice play. Throws over to Miranda in time. Looks like again another weird hop, but was able to handle it.
Yeah, definitely a tough play for Miranda. See Ferretic, not the best control on the off speed so far, but pounding the zone with the fastball gets the out on the hard ground ball.
And really, 5 hits to 7 in favor of the Spartans, but it's been the 2-out hits for the Spartans that have really sparked this 4-run lead. They're 3-7 with 2 outs. Sailfish 1 and 4. That one catches the outside part. Williams, 4th appearance at the plate. Speedy left fielder. Working behind. Tries to frame that one up. Misses outside.
Williams going a little old school, no batting gloves. Maybe not the right trend here for the Sailfish. For the Spartans after the 2 bat throws.
Yeah, maybe he's trending to not throw a bat right now. That's funny. I've never. Tampa's leaving that category too. 2 lost bats, swinging hard. Almost a little Juan Soto action right there. Kind of
a little
shuffle, and chops that one foul. So count stay at 2 and 2.
Twos all around here for Ferretic.
That one misses. Jordan Williams, former Seminole, playing with the Noles last season. Saw a couple games out of Odessa, Florida. Had a walk-off single to beat Wake Forest in his first season a couple years ago. And that's a big strikeout for Reddick with a big inning. And the Sailfish go scoreless on the Spartans as we will turn over to the bottom of the 6th inning here. It'll be 3, 4, 5 due up after a quick break.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
Biggest message today is don't change.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
All right, so we check in bottom half of the 6th inning. A big spot here for the Sailfish. Down 4, but kind of gaining some momentum after a really solid inning of work from Ferretic. That'll bring up Ferranda, 1 for 2 today. Was a triple back in the 3rd, also drove in a run. Speedy first baseman.
Yeah, the ball got down in the right field corner. Too deep of a throw to have any chance at Ferranda. Great play, first base coach.
Kind of runs in on the hands of Ferranda, fouls it off, and that one is hard hit into right center field and ranging Villegas. Speedy right fielder made that one look routine, but that was laced off the bat. Unfortunate for Ferranda. Saw that a lot against Florida Tech, a lot of hard contact, but nothing to show for it.
Yeah, Sailfish unable to find too many gaps here tonight yet. A lot of hard hit balls, unfortunately, just right at people on the ground or in the air.
That'll step in Patty Rates, 1 for 2. Singled back in the 2nd and hit into a double play in the 3rd. That one hits off inside of his foot. Fouls that one, so count evens up at 1-1. Pretty good crowd here at the Jake on a Friday night here. Spring break winding down. Another one chop foul.
I feel like the Sailfish athletic department's got a little unlucky. Big games during breaks.
Yeah.
Taking on
Nova
Southeastern during men's basketball season right before winter break ended. Now taking on number 1 Tampa in baseball during spring break. Definitely limited the crowd size a little bit.
That was a nasty off-speed pitch from Williams. Rates able to fight just enough to foul it. Stay alive, 1-2 in the count. That one is lined into right field. That drops for a base hit. 2-hit day for Patty Rates over. The left fielder pulling that one in right field, and that'll bring up Pierre.
It's a great piece of 2-strike hitting like we've been seeing from the Spartans. Choke down a little bit, make hard contact, find a piece of grass in the outfield. Pierre a little cold so far. See if he can get something going here.
First pitch swinging out into right field. Villegas underneath it, and quick 1 pitch, 1 out for Pierre. That'll retire. That'll bring up Aaron Vetter, who has the long ball in his back pocket. We saw that against Florida Tech. Absolute laser out in the left field. No doubter off the bat.
Yeah, big spot for the freshman. Still developing.
A really talented guy. Was homeschooled but played out at Calvary Christian back in high school. Solid prospect. Chops that one. Not a play on it. Woodburn tried to make a play, but hits top of the dugout over on the Sailfish side. So better behind in the count. Williams sitting just below 70 pitches through 5 2/3. Swung on and missed, and Williams gets a big strikeout. Sailfish strand 1 as we head to the top of the 7th. Sailfish down by 4.
I don't just want to know. I want to see, feel, experience for myself.
I know I have what it takes to make an impact. Resilience. Drive.
I chose a school that shows what a beautiful life, a beautiful faith, a beautiful community looks like. Because we were chosen for this.
Top of the 7th. Here on the Sailfish Sports Network. Been a good one. Tampa had 3 innings with scores. They went 4-2-1. And then been back-to-back scoreless. Ferretic pitched a really nice inning back in the 6th. Picked up a strikeout.
Sailfish are going to need another scoreless inning here.
Again, just feels like the Sailfish are right there. It's been there for the taking. They've played pretty solid other than a few mistakes. They're right in this game.
Yeah, just a few tiny mistakes. A couple errors. Excuse me, one error. A couple mental errors that have cost them. If they can get another scoreless here, hopefully the bottom of the lineup can turn it over. Get some action on the base paths of themselves.
Yeah, I mean, 6 hits to 7 in favor of the Spartans. But really, I mean, they've been right there, hitting the ball well. Talked about a lot of hard contact, just going right to a Spartan outfielder or an infielder. That one rides a little bit inside, so count goes 1-1. Tampa defending national championships, trying to make it back-to-back for the 3rd time in program history, going back-to-back natties.
Great job by Sanchez there, presenting that ball to the umpire, getting the strike call.
Now Ferretic working ahead here. 1-2 on Villegas, the right fielder, and pitches that one outside.
It's part of the game that could go away soon with the ABS system in the major leagues.
Yeah, we'll
see that in spring training this year.
Yeah, we'll see how that affects college level. You can already see the pitch clock and the communication from the dugout to the pitcher. Even seeing that on a high school level. And that is hard hit over to Ferranda. Takes a tough bounce right over his head. Villegas thought to, and now stays at first, safe. So leadoff man aboard for the Spartans.
Absolutely tough play there for Ferranda. Just took a wicked hop all the way over his head. Ferranda, not small, at 6'1". The ball shot up there as soon as it hit the dirt past first base.
Yeah, I've been seeing some weird hops in that infield dirt, and that'll bring up Urso, 1 for 2 on his day, and that hits him square in the numbers. So Ferretic with some traffic now, nobody out, 2 on the base paths. It's Urso at first, Villegas over at second.
Nobody up in the bullpen yet for the Sailfish. That might change here in the next minute.
And you bring up a guy, Woodburn, who is gone for 3 for 3 on his day, 3 singles in the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Guy who likes to go opposite field. That was a absolute hack. But misses that one 0-1 for Edick. Trying to work out of this.
Middle infielders going in and out, trying to hold on to Villegas. Almost in double play depth.
And that one just misses, not sure where. Count goes even, 1-1. But yeah, a lot of speed on the base paths. Urso, shortstop, and Villegas out at second, the right fielder. That is hard hit. Vetter makes a nice play, fires over to second, not in time. So gets Villegas at third. Thought he might have gone across the diamond, chose to go to second, not in time. So 1 out. Off a hard hit ball from Woodburn.
Yeah, good play by Vetter, knocked the ball down. Step on third. Definitely want to go to 1 on that play. Probably not the second with the runner on first, getting a good lead and jump. Have a better chance of getting the play at 1.
So to bring up Ashby again, his 4th time around.
Talked about Vetter being a young player, still learning.
So the 1-0 is chopped. It's going to be a tough play. Ferretic covers. Checks over at home. Doesn't make the throw. So 2 gone. And some runners in scoring position now. It's Carstetter. Digs in. 0 for 2 on his day. Walked back in the 5th. And the bat boy out there for the Spartans doing some work.
Incredibly high socks on the bat boy.
I'd love to see his stats on the season.
He's 100% on bat pickups.
100% on bat pickups. So Ferretic opens up with the ball outside. Froze Carstetter on a nice breaking pitch. So we've seen Ferretic kind of settle in here. Still got some traffic out on the base paths, but really done a pretty solid job, and that's a big swing and a miss from Carstetter.
Helped himself out. Got over to cover first base on the Ashby out. Cannot be understated, those PFPs during the week.
So the 1-2, and that one is chopped over to McNamara. Throws across the diamond in time. And the Spartans go scoreless in the top of the 7th. We will stretch and head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back on the Sailfish Sports Network.
I don't just want to know. I want to see, feel, experience for myself.
I know I have what it takes to make an impact. Resilience, drive.
I chose a school that shows what a beautiful life, a beautiful faith, a beautiful community looks like. Because we were chosen for this.
Bottom of the 7th, coming out of the stretch. It'll be 7-8-9. Excuse me, yeah, 7-8-9 as that's chopped right over to, and that one is over the head. McNamara is going to reach second, and that's the break the Sailfish needed. So McNamara gets over to third. We'll take another look. Had time. Went into the infield and just fired it over the head. Carstetter with the error. So now Chantrez in a big spot with the runner in scoring position.
McNamara's speed forced the air on the throw. Speed yourself up, get out of your normal routine on the ground ball and throw, and leads to an overthrow.
And the Sailfish so far through this one is 2 of 4 with runners in scoring position. Trying to make it 3 here with Chantrez. Pretty big lead out there for McNamara.
Yeah, corners out for the Spartans. Tampa not really holding on McNamara. Shortstop creeping just a little bit. Nothing too serious.
Lays down a nice
Perfect
bunt. What a play from Chantrez. And
another great play on a bunt by Williams.
yeah, seen that again. Manufacturing some hits, getting some guys in scoring position, and that'll bring up Finley Holmes, who does have the long ball power. A couple of the freshmen. Another one of those. Has 2 homers on the season. Vetter, another one of those freshmen with a long ball.
Coach Ken Bonfield asking for an appeal to the home plate umpire. Thought maybe the first baseman's foot was pulled off the bag by the throw. See if he can get help.
He is still out at first.
No review here at this level. Most umpires not gonna go against their partner on a call like that very often, if at all. We see a replay here.
Yeah, we'll take another look. A really nice bunt from Chantrez. Again, we've seen Williams be able to make those throws, and wow, that is close. That's pretty close from our view. But Finley Holmes digs in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to right field back in the second. Grounded out back in the 5th. Chops that one off the end of the bat. It's going to be another tough play. And out at first, McNamara will score. So Sailfish get one across. Holmes trying to reach it across his body. Just got the end of the bat. So to bring up Trey Miranda. He's 2 for 2 on the ball game. Really solid day from him. We'll see, looks like some movement in the bullpen for the Spartans. Williams gone 6 2/3. That one is popped up into left field. Williams underneath it. Makes the play, and that will retire Miranda as we flip over to the top of the 8th. The Sailfish get one back. It's Tampa by 3, so we step aside. Well, bottom of the 8th. Still going to be Ferretic out there on the mound. Pitched a scoreless inning. It's a little too far outside. It'll be Irigoyen up to the plate. 1 for 2, walked back in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, and went into a fielder's choice in the 5th.
Two-seamer got a little run in there on the inside part of the plate. Just missed, almost got the batter.
And that one is just chopped and just out of reach from Miranda. Tough little bloop hit from Irigoyen, got him on the inside part of the hands and just muscled that one over to right field.
Love the hustle there from Miranda. Never, ball hit like that's not going to travel very far if you dive, so might as well give your best effort.
Yeah, so leadoff man aboard for Tampa. They'll bring up Saladino. Shows bunt, pulls back.
Looks like we got some action in the sailfish pen.
Yeah, Ferretic's just south of 70 pitches on the game in relief. Taken off and just bailout pitch from Saladino, just reaches out the bat, just gets at the end of it.
Be interested to see there if Saladino possibly missed a sign or if the hit and run was on. But doesn't matter now, he fouled it off.
So count evens up 1-1. You're going over at first, nobody out. Shows bunt, lays off of it. Well, he's showing the bunt. Vetter's got to be ready over there at third. Taken off is Irigoyen and another foul ball. So count even up 2-2.
See if he's running on the pitch again. Can be very clutch if the sailfish could get maybe a line drive to an infielder.
So the 2-2. Ferretic to Saladino, and that one is fouled straight back to the net. Again, this is game 1 of a 3-game series. We'll have coverage tomorrow, 12 and 3, doubleheader, right on the Sailfish Sports Network. Calling both games. Beach sighting. Exciting weekend for Sunshine State Conference matchup. Checking in over at Irigoyen over at first. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Ferretic checking in once again at Irigoyen.
Quick move there. Irigoyen not even far enough off the back to dive back in.
And the 2-2 is down and in the dirt. So count fills up 3-2. Big pitch for Ferretic coming up, trying to get the first out of the inning.
Be very difficult for Ferretic to battle back if he does lose him here.
Another throw that almost gets away. Ferreira just able to knock it down with the glove. So the full count, again, to Saladino, 1 for 3 on his day. Runner going, doesn't matter, it's a walk. So some traffic, once again, for Ferretic, drawing the walk.
That might do it here for Ferretic. See how many more he's got.
It looks like that might be it for Ferretic's day. See if Coach Bottenfield makes the call, and there it is. So new pitcher on for the Sailfish in the top of the 8th. Spartans with some traffic on the base path. We will step away and introduce you to the new pitcher right after this quick break. Well, new pitcher out there for the Sailfish. It is Zach Orloff. I saw him over the weekend against Florida Tech. 6.0 ERA in his 4th appearance. Pitched right around 3 innings, 5 strikeouts for the sophomore out of Lake Mary. But in a big spot, inheriting a couple on the base paths. Lake Mary High School, same high school as the 2nd round draft pick in last year's draft, Dylan Cruz.
Dylan Cruz in the Nationals. Saw him in spring training a few weeks ago. Looks very good.
Yeah, Nationals local, playing their spring training ball just in the West Palm Beach area. But so he'll face off against Maddox King for his first batter. Lays down a bunt. Throws over 2 first in time, so that'll advance Saladino and Irigoyen to 2nd and 3rd, but Orloff gets his first out, and that'll bring up Jordan Williams.
Fielder number 19, Jordan Williams.
0 for 4 on his day. Been a frustrating day for the leadoff. Struck out looking back in the 6th in his last plate appearance. That just misses. Tough call on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, umpire sometimes giving that outside strike, sometimes not.
Misses again outside.
That one just even a little bit further out than the first one.
So we're combined 2-0, infield in on the grass.
Want to keep this a 3-run ball game if you're the Fish. Cannot let that run from 3rd score. Cut down on the angle.
That's in there for a strike. Good pitch from Orloff. Again, Tampa just 2-9 with runners in scoring position. And that one is fouled out of play down the third base line.
Just a loud, long strike there.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Just a strike at the end of the day. Doesn't do anything. So the count will go to 2-2. That one is popped up. Shallow right field. No catch. It looked like it was in the Sailfish bullpen. Kind of blocks our view up here in the booth.
Yeah, it looked like Miranda, and Holmes all kind of triangulated on it. Just got carried a little bit too far out towards the bullpen.
So the even count goes in. That's chopped through the infield. That gets through. That'll score one. And Tampa, it's a little bit more of a cushion. Back up to a 4-run lead. Just chopped through the 4-3 hole.
The right fielder, number 24, Edgardo Villegas.
Took an unfortunate bounce. Williams gets his first hit of the ball game in an RBI. That'll bring up Villegas, 1 for 4. Singled his last time around in the 7th. Runners are going. Throw. Really good one. Cuts down. Williams stealing second. What a throw from Chantrez. Big out, number 2.
Once again, great pop time from Chantrez. Picked the ball up.
So now Saladino still over at third, but big swing and a miss. Breaking ball, really sharp in from Orloff. Count will go even at 1-1. So the even count, 2 gone here. Swung on and missed. Another big breaking ball. Orloff working back ahead.
Breaking ball's working for Orloff tonight.
It went
See
back
if
to
he
back.
goes back to it.
Checked his swing. Did not offer. So the count. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
He did go back to it. Villegas was able to hold up. Maybe set him up for a high fastball here.
Yeah, we'll see. Orloff trying to work out of this inning, just getting one across. That one rides inside, so count fills up.
Try to get him on to bite on that back foot offering. Able to get out of the way.
Another big pitch. Seems like every pitch getting bigger and bigger. And that one is hit into center field. It's trailing off to the left. Green's underneath it. Makes the play, and the Sailfish get out of the inning, only allowing 1. Orloff came in relief and got the final 2 outs. Good work from him. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Sailfish down by 4. We'll step aside.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Also, bottom half of the 8th frame. It's going to be 2, 3, 4 due up for the Sailfish. Ben Green, Matt Ferranda, and Patty Rates. Williams still out there for the Spartans, starting his 8th inning of work. We'll see if he goes the whole way. So far, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts on 76 pitches. Ben Green in a big spot. Been in these before.
Start him off with a ball there. Green gets ahead in the count.
That one's good strike for Williams to even up the count. And the 1-1. And that is hard hit into right center. Got a chance, and Kane makes up a lot of ground and will retire Green.
Just hung up there a little too long. I think the wind blowing blowing in from right center held that ball up just a little bit, hit a air curtain.
Yeah, again, talked about it. Hard contact from a lot of these Sailfish hitters, just not going in their way. And that'll bring up Matt Ferranda. Tripled back in the 3rd. And had a hard hit ball back in the 6th that lined out. Big spot here. Someone's out there. So 0-2, Ferranda's behind. Watches that one outside the zone for ball 1. Outside again. Count evens up at 2. Ferranda trying to get something going here. Chops that one in on the hands.
Sailfish going to need to get some sustained hitting here. Get runners moving around the base pass.
Still even count. Swung on and missed, and Williams gets a big strikeout to pick up the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 8th. And that'll bring up Patty Rates. 2 for 3 on his day.
Williams getting right through the heart of the order here. Getting the 2 and 3 spot out for the first 2 outs.
And doing it in his 8th inning of work.
Rake seeing the ball very well so far tonight, this past week.
That one is hit right up the middle and on cue. 3-hit day for the left fielder. Signals that one right through the 4-6 hole. That'll bring up Aiden Pierre. 0 for 2 on his day.
Pierre due for 1 here.
First pitch right back up the middle. So some hits being strung together for the Sailfish. Got Rates out on 2nd. Pierre on 1st. First pitch swinging, finally gets one to knock for a base hit.
Sailfish finally seeing the ball a little bit, stringing together a couple base hits.
First pitch swinging from Vetter goes out of play for a foul ball. one misses inside and low. So count evens up to 1 for the freshman third baseman. And that is hard hit into left field, and diving play out in left field from Jordan Williams robs an RBI. Looked like an easy base hit for Vetter, and that will end the bottom of the 8th. It'll be 3-4-5 due up for the Spartans as we step aside to the top of the 9th inning here on the Sailfish Sports Network. Well, we check back in here, top of the 9th. Sailfish got to keep it where it is. Been an unfortunate day on the hitting category. Aaron Vetter, hard hit line out into left field. A great play out from Jordan Williams out in left. Would have been probably bases clearing there. But nonetheless, Orloff gets ready for his first full inning of work, coming in for relief back in the 8th. As we get underway here, and just 6 more outs left in the ballgame.
Orloff trying to give Sailfish best chance possible in the bottom of the 9th. Keep this a 4-run game.
And really, we saw that breaking ball looked really good in that last inning. It'll be Urso, his first batter, to face off in the top of the 9th. 1 for 2 on his day. Elevates that one out of the zone.
Very tempting pitch to swing at for batter.
Definitely.
Got to leave anything above your elbow up.
So the 1-1, that one just misses. Again, that top third of the zone has not been favorable to pitchers today. So the 2-1, Orloff behind. That one is hit into right center field. Holmes ranging back, and that one drops on the warning track. Urso has got extra bases. Quickly rounding over to third, firing in, not in time. So a stand-up triple to lead off the top of the 9th for the Spartans. Bring up Cole Russo for the Spartans.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting number 33, Cole Russo.
.295 batting average for the senior. RBIs on the season. Orloff steps off.
Infield up again for the Sailfish. Don't want this run to get across.
First pitch swinging, gets over to Ferranda, holds Urso over at third, so they get the out. That's how you draw it up when you draw the infield in. Bat Boy making a big play.
The designated hitter number 73, Lenny Ashby.
One athlete. Quick out there.
I'll bring up Ashby. 0 for 3 on his day.
Infield still up for the Fish. Worked last at bat.
Breaking ball just a little too far inside. So the 1-0, and that one is swung on, and that would have been dangerous if fair, but foul's out of play.
Kind of the 50-50 chance of taking the infield in. You knock it down, make a play at home, keep the out from scoring, but some of those pop-ups, those bleeders could come to bite you.
So the count evens up at 1. Still just 1 out. Runner in scoring position for Tampa. The 2-1 misses, and it bounces right at the plate, but Chantrez couldn't locate it, so Urso slides in and gets another run across. Tampa with their largest lead, 5 runs.
Infield go back to their normal depths after that wild pitch. Chantrez bounced right in front of him, didn't know where it was. Had to wait for communication from his pitcher, but by then it was too late.
It's a good pitch in for strike 2. Count fills up 3-2.
Lots of little mistakes adding up for the Sailfish. Now down 5.
Have been unfortunate. Some things just haven't gone in the favor, but the 3-2 is chopped right over to Ferranda at first. Steps on the bag and retire Ashby. So get the second out.
The third baseman number 5, Kevin Kierstetter.
Bring up Carstetter, third baseman, 0 for 3 on his day. Nobody out, 2 gone. That one is popped up into right field. Holmes ranging over for it. Gets underneath it, and that will be 3 outs for the Spartans, but not before they get one more run here. It's a 5-run lead for the Spartans as we head into the bottom of the 9th with the Sailfish due up 7-8-9. Well, we check back in here, bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Sailfish. Eli Thurman will be the closer here in this one for Spartans. 8th appearance on the season. 2 saves, 14 and 2/3 innings pitched, 3.68 ERA, as well as 18 strikeouts. Only 4 walks.
Be able to win a lot of baseball games when your starting pitcher goes a full 8 innings.
Yeah.
Means things have gone very well for your team.
So some 3 outs remaining for the Sailfish. It's going to be McNamara, Chantrez, and Holmes. Starts them off with a strike on the outside part of the plate. And the 0-1 back. This is the zone. McNamara thought about it, checks his swing, so head in the count, 2-1.
Thurman, big guy, 6'3".
That one catches a piece.
Pretty straight over the top out of Bradenton.
Quick pitcher 2, and McNamara just fouls that one off. Trying to fight off a good pitch. Two again. Strike 3, paints the outside part of the plate, and Thurman gets the first out here in the bottom of the ninth.
Froze McNamara. That outside fastball couldn't spoil off another one. Probably thinking off speed, and he just pounded the zone right again with that fastball.
Another big fastball in from Thurman as Chantrez digs in. He's 1 for 3 on his day. Another big strike. Throwing some heat.
Sailfish dugout not happy with that strike call.
That one misses. It was tough. Haven't really seen the low fastball today. And a lot more elevator outside part of the plate. And that is strike 3, and back-to-back Ks for Thurman.
Great off-speed pitch there after pounding the zone with some fastballs for Thurman. Great effective velocity. Change in the eyes.
So Finley Holmes here, 2 gone, nobody on. Trying to extend the inning.
Sailfish have to battle now down to their last out. Have to string together a lot with 2 outs.
That one is chopped foul. So count evens up 1-1. Again, reminder, we'll be back here tomorrow. 12 o'clock will be the first pitch here on the Sailfish Sports Network. Game 2 of this 3-game series. And game 3, dependent on the first, will be right around 3 o'clock. That one is popped up. You're going, making a play. Can't make it. Fans running away from it.
Yeah, spun back in play. And then the net affected Irigoyen just enough.
So the 2-1. Fouls that one away again. So fighting. Count evens at 2. And that is hard hit. Not in play. Got a hold of that one. So we'll do it again. Finley Holmes, 2 strikes on him, 2 outs as well, nobody on. Just fighting off some really, really good pitches.
Finley Holmes staying alive here. Keeps battling, spoiling off some stuff.
2-2 again. Just misses on the inside part of the plate, so count goes full.
Really great take there from Holmes. Would have been tough to spoil that one off.
The 3-2 outside, so Holmes draws a walk after spoiling off some good pitches. Good at bat from the freshman.
Top of the order here for the Fish. Able to get it back around. See if they can keep this going after Holmes' walk.
And Trey Morena having a solid evening, 2 for 3 on the ball game. Which is that one low for ball 1. 2 singles and a walk for the second baseman. He turns on that one, and that is lifted into left center field. And Williams gets underneath it, and Tampa takes game 1, score a 9-4. Tough day for the Sailfish bats. A lot of hard hit balls, just couldn't make that next play. It was really tough, but solid outing, honestly. I mean, really those last 2 runs in the last 2 innings, I mean, you know, it's still a lot of positives you can take from that game.
Good pitching tonight from the Fish. Able to pound the zone. Got a lot of balls in play that just happen to find gaps. You know, the balk in the air early in the game from Smoot, really unfortunate after he pitched had a really solid start on the mound. And ended up being the difference.
Yeah, well, so it's Tampa takes game 1 by 5 runs. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Sailfish Sports Network. My name is Landon Coggins. Alongside me was Owen Anderson. And we will see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock at the Jake. Signing off.